Dear kids, hello everyone who is watching this video. I am your magic tooth fairy and today I have a surprise for you. I have found this great book which I am going to read to you. The book's name is The Great Soldiers of Michael the King. Let's see. Once upon a time there lived a soldier. This soldier was a special one. He lived in a very warm and beautiful world called Mouth. There were many other soldiers in that world. They all were different. Some were white, some were thin, some were tall, and some were short. These soldiers had a king. The king's name was Michael. He was 5 years old. How old are you? Michael was a very happy and active child. He ran a lot, played outside with his soccer ball, and wrestled with his younger brother. Do you have a younger brother or sister? Maybe you have an older brother or sister. Do you play together? Every morning when Michael stood in front of the mirror and smiled, the soldier could see himself and all of his soldier friends. Do you look in the mirror? Do you smile often? In the morning after breakfast and at night before bed, the cleaning lady was visiting the world of Mouth. Her name was Mrs. Brush. Along with Mrs. Brush came Mrs. Paste. She had mint or berry flavor, foamed and washed everything away with the water. Mrs. Brush would go into each and every corner of Michael's mouth with great energy and power. She found tiny pieces of apples, oatmeal, and even bits of Grandma's chocolate chip cookies. She cleaned everything out of there. Michael also loved candies, like every 5-year-old boy on this planet, and girl. But those candies made our soldier and his friends feel very sick. They waited impatiently for Mrs. Brush to come. The soldiers and his friends liked fresh fruits and vegetables very much. Those were their favorites. They made the soldiers strong and healthy. The main enemy of Mrs. Brush were bacteria. Bacteria is a group of angry and mysterious creatures, and they can destroy the world of Mouth. The soldier and his friends were afraid of them. They knew bacteria could really hurt and even kill them. When Michael was lazy and did not invite Mrs. Brush for a while, bacteria enjoyed themselves and would start a feast. Sometimes they would invite their friend, a pirate. His name was Curious. The soldiers knew about Curious. He was very aggressive and often attacked them, especially the ones in the depth of the world of the Mouse. Once Curious took over the soldier, Mrs. Brush could not help anymore. One day our soldier saw a big metal machine take away one of his soldier friends along with the pirate Curious. The machine was cold and scary. From that day on, Mrs. Brush came to visit every day. She danced and polished all of the soldiers until they shined. Every so often, Mrs. Brush would bring her good friend, Mr. Floss, to visit the world of Mouth. He helped to clean the spaces between the soldiers. Since Michael the King was only 5 years old, he was too young to see Mr. Floss by himself, so Mr. Floss did not visit too much yet. One day, our soldier felt a push from below. At first, the push was weak. As Michael the King grew older, the force became stronger. The soldiers were very alarmed, but our soldier held on tight to the world of Mouth. Soon, Michael the king turned 6, and the time for change came into the world of Mouse. Our soldier stood his ground but became surprised when Michael tried to wiggle him out. He did not want to leave this warm and beautiful world, but he knew he and his friend had to make space for the new soldiers coming to serve. One night, Michael took a big bite into an apple. Crack! Our soldier came out of the world of Mouse and rolled across the table. Then he was carefully picked up, cleaned with great honor, and placed under Michael's pillow for the night. Late into the night, a fairy came and took our soldier away into her magical world. Did you like the story? Would you like to answer some questions? Have you guessed the name of the soldier yet? How many soldiers do you have in your world of Mouse? Is Mrs. Brush visiting you every night? Do you remember her friends' names? If you would like to get this book, I'll put a link below this video. Also, if you know the answers to these questions, you can write me a letter or send me an email, and you'll find the address below the video. Please subscribe to my channel, which is called Tooth Fairy Workshop, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.